Feel free to come on over and support the channel and vote in new content and so much more, like early access to all new videos over on my Patreon, linked below. Love how Midoriya is still such a fan of All Might even all these years later and after everything he's been through. I rarely win flashbacks, but honestly, that vocal performance was shockingly good. It needed it, and I'm glad for the reminder too. Just giving this one because it felt important, and I can't believe it really is coming to a close soon. Something I've watched and loved since 2016. Honestly, originally this was scoring 1 win until the end of the song kicked in, and I jammed to it hard at that point. Plus the visuals were nice, seeing everyone again in future battles. Getting an understanding of just how bad the situation has got in Japan now that the villains have gained so much power. Also though, getting a further understanding that so bad is the situation in Japan that it'll begin to spill over into the rest of the world. Finding out what events happened that led to the very end of the last season with her heading into the country. Also though, kawaii! Also though, Hanji from Attack on Titan and Naoto from Persona 4. It's wild to find out that All For One actually has goals that seemingly go far beyond just getting his hands once again on One For All. And now learning what his larger goal for now is, and it's a big one, to take her quirk, really makes me wonder what she's got. Also credit to the mangaka for really filling in the lore this scene too. Speaking of lore, I think it was clever to continue along the vein of not everything being black and white, good versus evil. There's a lot of grey, like for characters such as these. Couple wins here. Firstly, that she naturally doesn't know exactly who he is, especially with the clothing on and everything else. But also how this is coming to a head far quicker than I had imagined it would. And you know what? Have another one, because I never expected the villains to be able to do things like this. So it shows you how far things have fallen that they can. How they used this once the pilots knew it wasn't All For One and knew of his new set of quirks. That was clever. That was badass right there. Reminded me of the artistic style of JoJo too for a moment. I had kind of forgotten about this too, so it's good to see it again implemented in this clever way. This is legit so unexpectedly thrilling, but I have this feeling she cannot win. Everything would be over far too quickly. The new quirk being insanely powerful. Jesus, she is something else entirely. She quickly grabbed a hold of the laser before he could touch her in order to give it a new role. She landed the first proper attack of the battle, baby. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't this a scene from maybe the first movie they did? If so, what a callback, because obviously she was chosen to later on be this huge character. She's a legit badass, but I still don't feel like I can actually breathe just yet. Damn, I think I get it. She said he can't move, but said nothing in the rule about All For One. Annoyingly, Reem from the Trails game series here is very smart in his reasoning and thinking this through, but I also liked how he didn't figure everything out. Like, there was a lot of questions. Honestly, whoever chose this music for this scene needs a raise. Few quirks can command the eye, like All Mights and All for Ones, but she's absolutely up there too. That was so sick! It totally reminds me of Isaac the Terror's ability in Hunter x Hunter. And that easily earns the 7th season its second max wins with that absolute spectacle. With the name and the face, that's gotta be a Star Wars reference, right? A young All-Mightor! That makes for such a stupidly great end to the first episode, my god! A nice ED there, decent song, and getting to see everyone as kids, especially seeing the villains as kids. That made for quite the shock. Really good. Obviously it's too long to show and Toho have been on me lately, but take one here for seeing part of her own struggles to gain power in her past, and how these guys helped her along the path. It's really such an insanely OP quirk that he can heal himself faster than an attack like that can destroy his body. This battle has really been one just filled with spectacles so far. I mean, look at it! How come it looks so damn good though? Of course that scores max wins. You're crazy if you thought otherwise, you crazy person, you. On a serious note, that was godly. Beautiful animation, the explosion, the whole damn thing. Before anything else even happens, the blast from that attack. Genuinely creepy, especially when slowed down. As much as I hate the guy, his way of surviving made total sense, and on top of that, was really clever too. Everything is going so badly all of a sudden, and I'm getting upset. Who'd have ever thought we'd get twists like this within the first 2 episodes? I legit never expected this. It's a GLPT or a god level plot twist for me. She's like the best of the best. The season has only just started and she's gonna have her power taken. Another shock twin is that I really thought she had some ace up her sleeve here with the final command, and yet it just didn't work, and now her power is gone. I don't even care. I don't know what the hell has happened yet, but I'm giving this max wins again for being insanely shocking right now. You know what? Another max wins for that epic bloody reveal. What a clever woman. I'm guessing she's sadly passing now, but in her final moments, she dealt a massive blow to the enemy. Massive credit to her and the way she went out in the end, like a true badass. She gave her life to ensure that the enemy could be beaten one day, and that music only makes it all the better. Credit to the pilots as well for going on the attack here rather than being swept up in the pain from the loss of Star. Not only the visual of her destroying his quirks one by one, but actually hearing him calling out the quirks that have been destroyed like he's reflecting one. That may legit be one of the most badass deaths in the history of anime, how she went out. There are a few things in this anime that have looked and sounded so cool as a villain cursing All Might whilst that visual pops up. The ultimate hero. Let's drop one more for her. I just wish we had gotten to know her better, really. Then the death would have had an even greater impact upon me. But my word, it was still handled beautifully regardless.
Baka.
I'll be real, I don't actually know what she caused to happen here. It sounds like she destroyed all the quirks, including her own, but that can't be. But let's progress and see. Take another one there, as it felt like the kid inside of him worried for a moment there. Or maybe found hope in the idea of a hero destroying him one day. Midoriya. How the mangaka was rather cleverly able to make it make sense how these events led to the rest of the world looking after their own countries and leaving Japan to its own fate. I see. So sadly it didn't destroy all of his quirks, but it did cause massive damage and destroy a great many of them. The window! All Might excellently laying out and at the same time reminding us all of the enemies we are going to be facing in what is described just prior as a massive battle, and I cannot wait. Bakugo being Bakugo. For context, All Might said, take this extension to get as strong as you can. He's right, they've all come an insanely long way and have been through so much together since then. Another epic ending to an episode right there that needed its own. Oh snap! The reveal that they did not get New Order. So basically this was quite a large loss for them, other than having taken out Star annoyingly. Man, that's well written. That statement right there explains why he's such a great villain in this. The idea of someone making plan A's and B's and so on years or even decades in advance is insane. Giving us what was essentially one fairly long, fully animated montage of everyone at UA training hard together in teams, and in some cases going one-on-one, training their abilities to the max. That little speech from Midoriya interrupted with a reminder that he's not doing this alone anymore, and they're in it together. Again, credit to the mangaka for not making it all fine and dandy within these walls, and obviously people are being somehow influenced from the outside villains to do stuff. Now that is a really solid twist, and they can take max wins for it. I thought it'd be some people planning something, not a literal student in the class with them. GOPT emergency! And the reveal that he was born without a quirk and they got one from All for One. The solid reasoning why he's done everything that he has, which does make sense, as it's just about the best reason the mangaka could have given him to sell it to us. I'm equally as shocked, as I said 2 wins back, that the reveal has come about this quickly. Damn, that was seriously well done, that was. I'll say this much, if Toho give me a hard time with this video, I'll take the series exclusive to Patreon where you can watch it for free and ad-free, and then the next 3 videos will include way more. So annoyingly, I had to speed through this and say I loved seeing his entire backstory and that of his parents, how he got the gear he wears, how he portrayed the class and why. It was seriously detailed too and made total sense lore-wise, fitting in with everything that has happened. I can't believe it goes so far as to attack Midoriya or that shit jump in the way. Oh my goodness, seeing her face for the first time. To be honest, I'm glad at the very least that he's done this. If he had gone all soppy or talked about keeping it to himself, it would have driven me nuts. Can't believe it's finally been revealed. Something which people have thought about since... That was the end of season 1, right? Incredible long play there from the mangaka. Oh, that's true! I had completely forgotten about that. Again, just as in the last win, really impressive long game there. It's so rare to hear these comments from Bakugo towards Midoriya that I gotta throw a win at him. And for that too, the words All Might said to him so long ago now. That's such a nice touch. Whilst I do appreciate what Midoriya did here, the guy is right, and as I mentioned before, I'm glad the mangaka included that instead of being all like, we forgive you, let's skip off into the sunset. Although I showed him putting it together, it's worth noting that Midoriya thought up this plan, and it's pretty smart, and ideally puts our heroes back into a position of strength in this war. Getting to see Mukburn from the Trails game series again is a joy. Deku's eyebrows and only Deku's eyebrows. And also getting to see her again and how it's such a great callback to season 2 when we first met her. That really does feel like something her character wouldn't notice, as she's so into her gizmos. That was so stupid but so funny. It's exactly the kind of humour I love. For clarity, she said, we can't fight, so that's why we're doing this, and for me I liked it, because it sort of made this entire class feel more important than ever before with what's going on. Weirdest one of the video has to be this face thing sticking around for like a solid 2 minutes after it happened. Things are really starting to heat up again, boy! Also, getting to see these older classmates of theirs actually doing proper hero work out and about was awesome. I don't know about all of you, but I just straight up appreciated seeing all of these heroes of old. Even in this form, it's great to see him taking charge like this. He's still such a badass to me. But also, I liked the scene talking about splitting up All for One and Tomura. Solid plan. Even though I think he's getting off lightly potentially, it's an interesting plan, and I do really like how the mangaka linked the traitor storyline with using him to get an attack on All for One going. I'll tell you what I really dig is how all the reveals make total sense. Nothing, so far anyway, has been a reach where you're like, meh, really? Everything is solid as a rock. Naturally, again, the scene is too long to let play out, but I wanted to give one here for the rotating shot goodness, and of course for his strong and impactful words to his students too. Unexpected surprise getting to see this dude again after so long. Feels like they're really living up to the ED in terms of showing a bit of everyone and their pasts, like her right here. What led her down this weird and sad road so long ago? Interesting dynamic there all of a sudden. It's like he felt the need to burn her past to help her in burning the future for everyone. Yeah, I like that analogy. That landing though, using his power at the last second. Genuinely creepy and gross looking in equal amounts. Really nice crowd shot there, filled to the brim with fully hand animated characters moving within the scene. Ida being Ida. All Might being All Might. Didn't expect to follow up the last one with that, but here we are. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the dude from the very first episode? If so, nice! Also though, a lot of nice and well detailed crowd shots here too. I'm glad that he finally got the chance to thank her for what she did back then and how it wasn't dragged out until like the end of the season. Again, like 3 minutes too long to show, but I have to give one for how it's not black and white, as she points out, with Himiko and her tearing up when they were once talking. There's something there. I don't know the cause of it, but you best believe it hyped me up that in spite of him just saying he's got a quirk to detect that stuff, they didn't detect it from them, baby. Might sound like a strange win, but hearing them even going into detail on stuff like this just really adds more realism for me. Finding out not only what All for One's kinda ultimate plan is, but how it's actually doable in his position, and in the state he will attempt to drive the world to being in. I think given everything we've heard and seen up to this point strongly indicates that this is a ruse against All for One, but it was still hype how he suddenly appeared like this. He's got 2 solid rotating shots now to his name. I knew it was a ruse, but I didn't expect the attack from him there. Nice! Take another one there, let's freaking go! This is getting crazy hype-inducing now that he's also bringing out all these super strong villains here as well, my god! And they just easily scored max wins with the reveal that they too used teleportation to bring in a bunch of super strong heroes. I am besides myself. I cannot wait to do the second quarter now. Steelers, Doggos for Lunch, Guru Thor, Emerald Ember, JHeart25, Juice, Chrono, The Swedish Muggle, Marcellus the Roman, Nexus 47, AdmiralNugget, Moody Blues, Cody Tiffany, Timothy Wilcox, Curtis Daniels Jr., Tom O'Sandy, Henrik Jensen, Roll Tide Wes, David Ferrix, Flaming Blade, Olive Wharf, Furious Mo, Marlon Endris, Salt Lover, Jokerims, Rimuru, Gamer Ludwig, Onks Khalif, Mushwin, Don, Robert Jackson, Sekomi Ororum, Starkip, Dante's Face, Miran Arjan, Cody Niemeyer, Snowy, Sarcastic Truth, Hit of the Wicked, Thrasher 340, Owen Halloran, Extinct Hero, Alexander Schwarz, Dante Sol, Rodies, Dragon Boy 1, Iso, Cameron, Mudavirum, Tiger Lily Warrior, Knuckle Duster, Christian Toasa, Matthew Barr, Ruby Rose, Ghost Rider 176, Commander Cyrus, Cloud Garden, Luis Minito, Minimasher, Garrett Vermish, Ryan DeViris, Natsu Dragnil, AJoker, Willyman, Laxor, TRS, Liam Gagati, Kai158, Mr. Firecall, Wacky Normal, Zionx44, Lionel Schultz, Kevin Elston, Nozomi, Nick Monaco, Marvin, Sataiku Yari, Divikel, Christopher Willis, Michael Lewis, Cecilia, Nick Wyndham, Slazel, Guru, Cedric, Kevin 102, Sean, Darth Weirdo, Dragonstorm 35, Cumfreak, Kelnock, Marquez, Q Flash, Brainless Ben, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Your Edvinson, Kepan, Kyle Jones, Peter Milligan, John, The Elementator Wars, Amadillo, Nick Pell, Orkeeper, Jason Davies, Nightly Winter, Matthew Bluntset, Oscar I. Lopez, Jaffa6263, Storm 970, Isel Caldera, Kevin Nalta, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Stan, Ali50, Bird Without a Word, Chris Harris, 9028, Headshot Hunter, Brandon Creer,